Hey everybody, welcome back to another live coaching session with Brandon Gustafson at brandongustafson.com. For today's video, our live coaching session, we're going to get into how to replace all of your applications with one thing. And it's the principle of who, not how, which is a book by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Before we jump into the topic, though, I just wanted to remind you to get over to the website, brandongustafson.com/5P as in Paul. You can get access to our guide, the 5 P's to effective personal development. It's a good guide to kind of help you through your personal development journey. Breaks it down into 5 simple steps. And when you sign up for that, you're also going to get access to a weekly email that comes out with other tips and tricks for productivity, personal development, organization, planning, all those fun things. So make sure you get over to the website and do that. And make sure, if you're new here, if you're live, make sure you ring the bell, subscribe, like the video, share it with other people so that they can also get insight into these cool topics that we're talking about in our live coaching sessions. If you ring that bell, you'll get notified when we go live, and you'll get be able to watch these and interact with me a little bit more as we get into these live videos. So with that said, let's jump into the topic for today's video: how to replace all of your applications with one simple thing. And as we get into this, something that I wanted to really bring up to you is the idea of the illusion of productivity using applications. It's really easy for us to feel like when we have all these different applications that we're being productive because we're jumping from one thing to the next and we're getting a lot done and we're being effective with our time. We're being productive with our time. When in reality, we're switching our brain from one thing to the other, and it's not allowing us to really dig in and be productive. Yeah, we might feel productive. We get that dopamine hit. It's the same thing when we are playing games on our phones, or the notifications that we get through social media. When we're scrolling through social media, we're getting those things and we feel good, but it's just an illusion. It's not real. It's just something that is there, and productivity is kind of the same way, especially when we have different applications. And I'm going to give you an example of this. So when I started my full-time job, I switched jobs here about a year ago, and I'm still trying to figure out a good process for this. But we use Microsoft, so I've got Teams, and I'm a very organized person. In my personal life, I have the one application that I use for everything, and it's got everything that works for me. It helps me manage everything that I have. But at work, I don't have that application. I can't use that same system because it's a personal one, and my work stuff is locked down, and so I just can't get into it. So I started using different applications. I was trying to use OneNote, and trying to use an Excel sheet, and trying to use Teams, and trying to use Microsoft Planner, and I started trying to use Trello. Like, those are 5 right there, just off the top of my head, that I tried to use, and I just couldn't come up with a good system for me that allows me to be productive. And I was doing the same thing in my personal life, and a while ago, where I was using Asana for one thing, and I was using Notion for another thing, and I wanted to try to do this new cool thing with ClickUp, and I wanted to try to get into it and use some of the features there. And as I looked at that, what I realized is I'm trying to fit myself into too many things and trying to make it way too complex for other people to kind of help them out on help my virtual assistants out on their journey. I need to simplify this. Now I use Slack to communicate with them. I use Notion for everything else, and that's kind of the process that I go through as I've started working through this. But what I found is that illusion of productivity by using all of these different applications was making me feel productive, but when I reflect on it, it was actually causing me anxiety to be like, oh crap, I've got to learn how to use Asana effectively. I've got to learn how to use ClickUp effectively. Whereas if I just figure out the one thing that's going to work for me and I create a system for myself, it's going to benefit me incredibly and help me out through the process. So really what I'm trying to tell you is, try to use as few applications as you possibly can. It's what's really going to help you be productive, like truly productive. Now, the next thing that I want to get into is the principle of who, not how. So, Who, Not How is a book that is by Benjamin Hardy. I'll hold it up here so you can see it. By Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. Dan Sullivan is the founder of Strategic Coach, and kind of came up with the concept there, just like the wording of it. And Benjamin Hardy is an incredible author, and has kind of written the book here, literally, on Who, Not How. But the idea is you find who's to do things for you. Rather than figuring out how to do it yourself, you find a who and how you go through that process. And I've been able to apply that in my life here in the past about 2 years now, and it's incredible. The way that I started is I was so I have an assisted living facility, and I was going through that process, and I was like, I've learned a ton of this. I can share this information. So I have a YouTube channel that's in my name, but it's around investing in assisted living, and a website, assistedlivinginvesting.net. And as I was going through that, I was like, I want to kind of build out, I don't know, some kind of a course or a book, or I don't know, I'm going to do a bunch of research on this. So I went on Upwork and Fiverr and started trying to find somebody that could help me out through the process of doing that research. So I didn't have to spend as much time with it. I had heard about this concept. This is actually before I ever had read the book, but I wanted to try to figure it out. And as that research kind of snowballed, I wasn't finding good people to do that, but I did find somebody that was interested in video editing. And I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. So I did. And was able to kind of coordinate with that person, and he became my video editor and was editing my video. So I would kind of put them together, I'd give him direction in the video, and then I'd do my recording, and then we kind of just iterated and we figured it out, and we had a good process in place. I then took a break for another business venture that I had started, and in that process, it kind of terminated the relationship with that virtual assistant, but had started a new relationship with another virtual assistant who's now my personal assistant. And we work together on a daily basis consistently. I talk with her every single day on Slack, or we do video calls as well, and kind of go through the process. But she is in and helping me out with my email, and she knows my businesses now, and kind of can anticipate the things that I need to do for my business to help me be productive and help me to be successful. And so I will communicate that to her on Slack, and I'll do messages, or I'll do quick videos for her, and kind of, hey, this is the type of information that I need you to do. This is the project I need you to do. And she'll do it, send it back to me, we iterate off of it. She's answering all my emails. It saves me a ton of time. So I don't have to be in Gmail. I don't have to be in my Google Drive all the time. I don't have to answer my phone all the time because I have her with a Google Voice number. And it saves me so much time to be able to just hand that off, to the point that now we're hiring other people. So I've got one that kind of does my books for me, and he's not a professional bookkeeper, but he does good enough and gets things across the line for me. And then I've got ones that are helping me build digital products and do some editing, file editing. So I kind of build the ideas, but I don't have to go through and like try to figure out all the visual aspects of how I want things to look. I just hand that off and give it to them, and they give it to me later, and I just approve it. And then we're working on getting somebody that can get in and work on the websites for me and update those and keep them up to date. And so what I've found through this process is finding that who to help you out through all of this really is going to save you some brain capacity. And you don't have to be in all these applications and learn all these applications. You find a system that works for you, you just do that, and then you hand everything off to somebody else. And it really is incredible. As you do that, you're going to truly unlock some productivity. So I've got to check the time because I've got a meeting coming up here in 3 minutes. You have to unlock your productivity and focus. And you do that through handing off of that stuff, taking it out of your mind and allowing you to truly focus on the things that you are good at, and that you have, that it's kind of at your level of expertise, your unique ability, if you will. Another concept taught by by Dan Sullivan with Strategic Coach, and something that I'm actually working on right now and trying to figure out exactly what that is for me, so that I can be even more focused and even more productive with things as I go along. It also allows you to make time for the things that you enjoy, so that I can step aside and really focus on being with my family and still being productive with the things that I'm doing at my job and my work and my businesses and everything else that I have going on, because I know somebody else is getting it done and I don't have to worry so much about what's happening there. And it truly is an incredible feeling to do that. It's a principle kind of taught in the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, the who not how concept of hiring a virtual assistant and handing off a lot of that stuff and giving them the instructions and building systems and processes in place so that you can hand those things off easily and still be productive and still get a lot done. So to recap what we've been talking about today, it is the idea of replacing all of your applications with one principle, the who not how principle, and helping people kind of help you out and help you in your productivity. And you do that, we talked about the illusion of productivity using applications, that it's not real, that you need to hire a person, the power of who not how, again with the book by Benjamin Hardy. And then the other piece of that is unlocking your true potential and getting into a flow state and helping you through your process. If you'd like to learn more information about these types of things, make sure you get over to the website, brandongustafson.com/5P. You can get access to the 5 Ps to effective personal development and help you through your process there. We'll give you some weekly tips and tricks. You'll also be the first to know once we get our Evolution Blueprint out and available to you for purchase to help you on your personal development journey. And just remember, here at brandongustafson.com, we are here to help you transform your life your way. Thanks for watching and have a great day.